I told you. She's never far from my feet. Ever. Hi everyone, it's Don, and guess what? Today is a big day in Ontario. We are going into phase 2. And remember when I was mentioning the other day that all we want from the government is here's clear, precise guidelines. And I am now completely convinced that they have no idea what that means. So when I looked at the phase 3 opening, we've already met the targets to have phase 3 here in Ontario. And a lot of people are calling us, let's skip phase 2 and just go right to phase 3. We have already blown past the guidelines for that. We were supposed to have everybody vaccinated. For phase 2, you had to have fully vaccinated people in Ontario, 20%. And to get to phase 3, we had to have 25%. We are currently at 37% fully vaccinated, and it's climbing every single day. So we're going to blow past that number. And people are saying, well, cases are down, hospitalizations are down, the wastewater's down, the positivity rate's down, everything's down to below what you said we needed to be, and you're still not putting us in phase 3, you're putting us in phase 2. I've now got the doctor yesterday was announcing we're going into phase 2, and he was asked, so do you think we'll be able to go a little earlier into phase 3? And he says, no, you know what, we're going to stay the course. We're going to stay for 21 more days before anything else is open. And in a meeting with the Premier of Ontario, somebody was talking to him and interviewing him about something else, and then they said, oh, do you think we'll be able to get into phase 3? A lot of businesses are kind of suffering right now. And he says, oh, I really want to go to phase 3. Nobody wants to open the economy more than me, but I have to follow my science and my health advisors. And you know what? But basically everything's open anyway. Other than the indoor dining and strip clubs, everything's open. Okay, let me clarify that. Talk to anybody in the tourism industry. Talk to the Greyhound bus here in Canada that just shut down in Ontario and just closed up shop. They're no longer going to be running Greyhound buses in Ontario anymore in Canada. Talk to the hotel industry and ask them how many bookings they have in Ontario right now. How much of their business they have back right now. Oh, the hotels are open. Sure, you can go to a hotel. But the restaurants in the hotel, they're closed. You can't even get room service in most hotel rooms anymore because there's just not enough people in the hotel to make it worthwhile to staff a kitchen. And why would you travel to a hotel right now if you can only go to things outdoors anyway? The bars aren't open. Can I go see a Blue Jays game? No, Blue Jays aren't allowed to play in Canada right now. So what exactly, what's open? Outdoor dining, and you can go shopping in a store at 25% capacity. That's phase 2. That's everything almost open, according to the Premier. Sorry, Doug. I like you. I do actually. But some of your statements sometimes are really ridiculous, and that's one statement that's absolutely ridiculous. Talk to your gyms. Talk to your martial arts studios. Hairdressers in Toronto and Peel have been closed for 9 months. And just be patient. Just be patient, just a little longer. Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. You've been working this whole time, and not everybody has. But I also wanted to say, all we ask is for clear, concise guidelines. Fine. All right, we're going to wait till phase 3. We're going to wait till phase 2, so we're opening at phase 2. And here's an example. I'm reading one right now that phase 2, if you are in a mall, so if you're a store in a mall in phase 2, you are finally able to open with restrictions. Oh, what are the restrictions, you ask? They don't say. They don't say capacity limits. They don't say if you have to have a storefront. exiting the outer rim of the mall, or you can open indoors if you have to be. Capacity, what you're allowed to sell, they don't have anything other than with restrictions. And that goes for a lot of things. A lot of things in here. And if, I look at our phase through and at 3 opening, and everyone's going, oh, this is great. It said indoor dining can open. Essential and non-essential retail can open. Limited capacity. Well, what's the limited capacity? We're already at 25%. Does that mean it's 30%? They don't tell you. They do not give you any numbers. They don't tell you what it's going to be. This is a plan. This is what they worked on for reopening for 4 months while we were shut down. We've met all our numbers, but they still can't tell us an actual plan as far as exactly what you can and can't do. I was listening to a martial arts studio here in Ottawa on the news the other day, and they said, we've been trying to contact the Ontario government to find out what we are, because are we considered fitness or are we considered training? Because when you're doing martial arts, you're training as a martial artist, which has a different set of rules than physical fitness. So they don't know what they are. And guess what? In 4 months, the Ontario government hasn't been able to tell them what they are. So they don't know which rules apply to them. That's the problem. That's the problem. They just don't have clear, concise guidance. This can do this can do that, this can do that. I mean, what more, what else, like, we've already kind of come to grips now. They had a survey the other day here in Ontario, and they said, by the way, in the last 30 days, have you broken the guidelines for health and safety? Have you broken any of those? Are you still following? 40% of the people who took the poll admitted to not following the guidelines. In other words, they had friends over to their house when they weren't supposed to have friends at their house. They had an outdoor gathering. They played in the park when they weren't supposed to play in the park. All these things. 40% admit it. So if 40% admit, just imagine how many didn't admit that they actually broke the rules that are laid out. And if we have been breaking the rules for this entire month, and cases are still drastically falling down, here in Ottawa, we still only have 1 COVID case in ICU. I think we have 6 in an entire hospital of a city of 1 million people. And yesterday we had 0 new cases. But we're still only in phase 2. And they keep saying the same thing. The variant, the variant, the variant, the variant, the variant, the Delta variant, the Delta variant, the Delta variant. And they cite the UK and they cite Australia with the new outbreaks and how they're introducing masks and everything again. Yes, they are. But what they haven't pointed out too much is that yes, the Delta variant has been spreading, but if you've been vaccinated and you've been fully vaccinated, you still aren't getting really sick. You're still not ending up in hospital. The people who are ending up in hospital are the unvaccinated people. But they kind of fail to leave that out. Like I watched the study. I saw the announcement, and they actually show the percentages of people who are, and it's like 92% of all the new cases with the Delta variant that end up in hospital haven't had the vaccine. So again, 37% fully vaccinated. By this exact time next week, will be 41, 42%. By the following week, will be 48%. The following week will be 50-some%. One of the highest in the world now. because there really isn't much hesitancy here in Canada when it comes to getting the vaccine. We have lineups of people trying to get the vaccine. People are begging for the vaccines here. They just want to get it done and over with and open up. And all they ask from our government is give us the exact guidelines that we need to meet for you to finally start opening up. And especially here in Ontario. British Columbia just announced that starting this week, you're not going to need masks anymore. Quebec is completely open almost on the other side, 4 miles down the road. I can go see a movie in Quebec. I can't see a movie in Ontario. I can go to a bar in Quebec. I can't go to a bar in Ontario. I can go to dining in Quebec. I can't go to a dining in Ontario. 4 kilometers down the road. I know they're scared. I know they're scared to make a decision because they goofed up before. They completely goofed up before. But there is also such a thing as being way overly cautious. I don't see a problem with opening up a movie theater with 25% capacity and the restrictions in place, a mask, those kind of things. But I guess we'll just have to live with it. No clear guidance, just we're almost there. Just stay with it. Just because they make it sound like phase 3. They make it sound like phase 3 is completely opening. And it's not. You still have to wear a mask. You still have to social distances in places. You still can't go see a Jays game. You still can't go 100% into a restaurant and into a movie theater. It's not fully reopened. It's just a phase. So how long will it take? If it takes this long, even though we've made all of our numbers, how long will it take for them to actually say, we're out of this? Or are they ever going to say that? Because there's always going to be a new variant.